All right. Hello, everybody. Let me adjust my camera here so you guys can actually see what I'm going to be working on. Oh, geez. My webcam is not cooperating here with me. There we go. That's not terrible. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, I had kind of a weird day today, and feeling like doing some streaming and working on some Gunpla, so that's what we're going to do. So if you're joining me here, welcome. I do this from time to time. It's funny, Cameron in the chat asked if I had a Zaku kit, and I do actually have a Zaku in the backlog, and it's one that I'm very excited about, but I'm a little intimidated. This is the TriStar's mobile suit, Ortega's mobile suit from Gundam The Origin, which is the Zaku with the huge battle axe. So I'm really excited to build this kit, and this will be my first kit from The Origin. And I've heard really good things about the Origin kits, just in the level of detail and the quality of the builds and stuff. So yeah, really looking forward to that. Yeah, I finished Wing Zero the other night. Turned out really cool. I got him on an action base there with a little dynamic pose. All right, so let's get into this Zaku here. So I did open it up previously and look through the instructions. This kit is pretty unique in that it comes with its own base. That's what these pieces are here. It comes with its own base, and it also comes with weapon effects. So you can like have the guy like slamming the axe down, which is pretty dope. I gotta admit. So we've got some water slide decals, as well as some sticker decals here. So, and a lot of runners, a ton of runners, especially for an HG. So this is definitely gonna be probably like one of my bigger builds. So I'm looking forward to it, though. I like builds that take some time. So some other things that I've recently invested in to improve my Gunpla building is I got a little stand here for my various tools. Keep them a little organized. We'll put that right here. I'll get my migraine medication out of the way. I also got a thing designed to organize your runners, which is really nice. And a little thing that holds your instruction manual. So I got all of that stuff off of Etsy. It's all 3D printed by the same shop. So some cool stuff. Hey, Christopher. Yes, I am planning on continuing my Chrono Trigger playthrough. I was actually just thinking about that today. I will be doing some more streams of that soon. I apologize for that sort of taking a while. Got pulled away from it. I actually haven't been playing video games very much lately, just because we've been busy with a fairly large PDF revision of A Dead Man's Guide to Dragon Grin, so my evenings have mostly been devoted to that. So excuse the plastic rustling while I get the runners open here. I probably should have done this before the stream, but this is part of the enjoyment, right? Hey Josh, how's it going? Hey Matthew McCarran, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. Yeah, lots of runners here. Got a lot to organize here. Let me tilt my camera a little bit more up so you can get that nice shot of my gut there, but also you can see more of what I've got going on. Good thing I'm wearing pants, right? That would have been embarrassing. So yeah, this is a ton of runners, man. This is crazy. So and I think I'm gonna do some different stuff with this kit. I'm gonna try. I actually have some weathering kits coming from Tamiya. They look like little makeup palettes, and they're actually like powdered chalk that you can use to do weathering on the kits. I'm actually really excited about that, and I'm going to be experimenting with that on this kit, as well as I got another kit from the Origin that I'm pretty excited about. So look at the size of that axe blade. That's one of the blades for this guy's battle axe. Here's our slide decal, or water slide decals. It's interesting, the Zaku Mono Eye is a water slide decal. I've never seen that before. Lots of awesome little decals here. That's going to be a pain in the ass to put together, but I am excited. Hey, Aaron. They're running from my hobby knife. Unwrapping all the pieces and organizing them is like half the fun of doing any sort of assembly project. I absolutely agree with that. One of my favorite things when I get a new board game is organizing the board game. Finding out how I'm going to organize it in the box, stuff like that. So, wow, the color of this kit is really cool. I actually didn't realize that it was like this blue. It's really gorgeous. I'm excited. Hey, Damien. Yes, Late Night Zaku, it's happening. This is the TriStar Ortega kit from the Origin. And there are so many runners. All right, so here's my PC runner. So we'll leave that out because we're going to be pulling from that quite a bit. Oh, man. This is nuts. How many runners is this? Let's see. Actually, they might not have that information in English. In fact, I don't think they do. Yep. But, yeah. So I'm pretty excited, though. Oh, here we go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 runners, y'all. 15. So that's quite a doozy. Quite a doozy, I said, which is definitely the coolest thing I've ever said. So I mentioned I had a weird day today. I mentioned that previously. It was... oh, another thing I ordered. I'm getting a cutting mat, so I don't worry about cutting up my cork mat here. So that'll be nice too. Anyway, so I'll just tell this story while I get my runners organized here. Man, I'm not going to be able to keep track of these. This is crazy. So this weekend, well, my wife and I just bought a grill. We bought a propane grill, big, nice 3-burner Weber grill. I've never owned a nice grill before, but we have, you know, a big backyard, and we bought a house last year. So, was that last year? Yeah, last year. Good Lord. So I was excited to be able to have the space for a large grill. So that came last week, and of course, you know, you need a big propane tank for that. So I went and I bought a propane tank. Well, actually, I ordered one online, and then went and picked it up at my local hardware store, which was kind of a nightmare because there were so many people there, and so many of them were not wearing masks, and it really freaked me out, which was a bummer. But got in there, got my tank, got home, realized the tank is empty. And at first I was like, wow, this tank is really light. Like, I don't know if there's much propane in here. And I hooked it up to my grill, and sure enough, it was completely bone dry. I did not realize when you buy a big propane tank like that, they give it to you empty, and you have to go get it filled up, which, I mean, makes sense now that I think about it. But at the time, I was like, wow, that's weird. So, went back out today to the same place to get another one. This is irritating. I'm going to cut this off. This is really bothering me. So, and they were like, you know, yeah, we don't, you know, we sell them empty or whatever. And, oh, hey, Tim. Dude, you're up late. Everybody, it is Tim Carney's birthday. So everyone, please wish Tim a happy, happy birthday. So what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting the runners so that I can actually lay this flat in the runner organizer. So now it can slot in there. Oh God, and I'm knocking it over. So anyway, went and got the tank filled up. They kind of gave me attitude about it, which I was a little bit miffed about. And that's beside the point, though. Once I got it filled up, got home, and was very happy to be able to click on the grill and get a flame. And we had some marinated jerk chicken thighs that we had bought from our favorite butcher. And like things were just going well. Everything was coming up matte. And then something weird happened. So for those of you who don't know, I have what's called a hiatal hernia, which basically means that my esophagus does not close completely from my stomach. So I get a lot of heartburn, acid reflux type stuff. It's really not that big of a deal. I get heartburn more than the average person, acid reflux more than the average person. I was on medication for it for a long time, but now I just take over the counter stuff. It's really not a big deal. Doesn't affect my life all that much. That said, there's something that happens when you have a hiatal hernia if your gag reflex gets triggered. So we're sitting there, we're eating dinner. I've got these beautiful marinated jerk chicken thighs. And I get a piece of carrot stuck in my throat. And it's just this little piece of carrot, and it's stuck in there, and it's not big enough to block my my windpipe or anything, but I just had it stuck in there. And I'm kind of coughing, and my wife is like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yep, I'm fine. Like, I can breathe and everything. It's lodged in there." I'm coughing. I'm taking drinks, trying to get it moving. And finally, it loosens up, but it goes farther up my throat, and it triggers my gag reflex, and I start puking. I start throwing up. And the issue with when you have a hiatal hernia is that once you start throwing up, you cannot stop throwing up. There's no way to stop it. And so it's like, once you get on the train, you got to ride it all the way to the end. You got to ride it all the way to the station. So it was one of those things where I'm like, well, here we go. You know, like, I know what I'm in for here. So I ended up just being ill for the rest of the night pretty much, which was just awful. And ended up being super hungry because, you know, I didn't really eat dinner. And yeah, so anyway, it was really, really irritating. And that was on top of just kind of a weird weekend and kind of a weird day today. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm setting aside the runners I know I need for these first steps, which is A, D, E, F, and B. Just setting those aside so I have them on hand. This is I, G, G, D. Here's D, E, A, and then that's H. Don't need that for a while. Hey, Barker's here too. Wow, the chat is popping. Holy shit, guys. How's everyone doing? Wow. Hello, everybody. Give us a shot of that runner organizer. Yeah, you know, it's not very impressive right now. I'll try to get it in the shot. Barker, listen, I love my runner organizer. It's kind of a pain in the ass, though, and I wonder if it is more trouble than it's worth, if I'm being honest. So, anyway. All right, let's get started on this kit. All that to say, this story about me throwing up uncontrollably in my backyard is basically to say I was feeling like doing something kind of chill before I went to bed tonight, just because I'm in like a weird headspace. So yeah, wanted to do that. Shoot, this is A1. I need A2. Damn you, Gundam. Damn you, Bandai. You knew I'd go for A1 first. You hornswoggled me. You drifter. What the hell is A1? Steak sauce. Is this A1? No, this is B3. Now serving. Okay. This A1, I need A2. Oh, A2's on the bottom of A1, guys. Organizing literally a million pieces of plastic, yes. Oh, man. Right down to the reflux stories. Hey, Matt C. What's up, dude? I'm Matt C too. I think we've made that connection before, but it's amazing. Okay, interesting. So these runners are joined. There's A1 up here and A2 down here. I've actually never seen that before. So this is the most recent kit I've built. This was released, I think, in 2018. So this is like a brand spanking new kit. Ooh, Barker, you should, dude. You should join in on some Gunpla. That would be great. Listen, I gotta be honest. I can't believe that Barker and Tim are still awake right now. You guys are normally long in bed by the time I start doing this stuff. All right, so I need A231, which is this guy here. The first piece of a fresh kit. So exciting. Question for you, Matt, and any other DMs in the chat. I'm reading an adventure that's got problems that'll take some work to fix. What's everyone's experience with this? So for me, I usually modify adventures anyway. So I tend to kind of pull the pieces that I'm trying to get my Wing Gundam in the shot because it's so rad. I really want him like over here. Yeah, he's gonna chill right there. Hopefully I don't knock him over. He's looking dank. I usually go through adventures and kind of pull the pieces out that I like anyway. So for me, the thing, like, it really depends on the problems, but for me, the main thing is just going through, finding the stuff that sticks out to you as like, this is, you know, something I like, and kind of tune it for your group. Oh, this is interesting. These pieces have like little hinges on them, so I need to make sure I don't nip them too close. Awesome. Cool. Barker falling asleep reading Dune. That is not difficult. I can say that because it's my favorite book of all time, but if you want a book to fall asleep to, Dune is the way to go. Okay, so we're putting together our first pieces here. Let's go ahead and clean these guys up. We've got little nub marks here. I've been watching a lot of Gunpla builds lately, and I've been learning a lot about like cleaning the kits up, panel lining, weathering, that kind of stuff. There's some really amazing YouTube channels out there that do this kind of stuff. There's one guy I watch that like will go through and actually make changes to the kit. Like he'll be like, I don't like the way this joint moves, and he'll like either tighten up the joint or like loosen it up and take parts out. Like he was doing a build of I think it was a Barbados from Iron Blooded Orphans. I think it was the master grade Barbados. And he like went through and like removed pieces of the foot so that they were more posable. It was really interesting. It's like, I don't have the confidence to go through and start hacking away plastic, but yeah. Weird dreams about boxes of pain. Yeah, dream of the Gom Jabbar. Yeah, I feel like everyone's sleep schedule is off. Like, my, like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, my life has really not been altered all that much by the quarantine. I've talked about this a lot, but my wife and I both work from home, and so the quarantine really hasn't affected us all that much. But for some reason, man, like, my sleep schedule's all wonked. Like, my mood is so up and down. It's just you feel it in the air. You smell it in the... You feel it in the water. You smell it on the air. What is that line from Galadriel at the beginning of Fellowship? You know what I'm talking about. But there's just this palpable like feeling of like dread that just really bogs you down. And it doesn't help that we're constantly sort of absorbing stuff, information and emotions and stuff just by, you know, the nature of social media and stuff. So, yeah. Hey, Setnam. Yes, yeah, I used to be really into Gunpla, and I recently got back into it. So I occasionally will do these streams where I hang out and build kits. Not gonna get too finicky with these nub marks here because I think these are gonna be inside, but yeah. Another thing that people do that I haven't really tinkered with yet is seam lines, filling seam lines. Like people will, like where the pieces fit together, they'll fill those gaps with like rubber cement or super glue or like resin or stuff like that, and like sand it out, buff it out. That's really interesting to me too. I don't know if I would ever try that, but hey, see ya, Barks. Have a good one, man. Sleep well. Hey, Brian. How's it going? Yeah, the world is changed. God, I love those movies. It's about high time for another watch through of those movies for sure. All right, so these guys, I can kind of see where they're fitting in. Looks like here and here. So these are the shoulder pieces. So that means these, oh, that's really cool. They'll have some additional articulation. See, this is what I'm really excited about is these Origin kits, man. I've heard nothing but great things about all of the Origin kits. So I'm really excited to be diving into one of these boys. It's crazy, like, you know, when I used to be into Gunpla, like, the kits, like, I mean, I thought they were so cool at the time, but looking back, they were, like, so, like, cheap and chintzy, and, like, there was no detail, you know, unless you got really crazy with, like, painting and getting in and, like, doing your own panel lining, etching and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it just, yeah. Yeah, Tim, please work. Yeah, I mentioned earlier in the stream that we're doing a big revision to A Dead Man's Guide to Dragon Grin. So we are all finishing up our revisions today. We've all gone through the book and proofed it once more through, which is a big task because it is a over 400-page book. So yeah. Yeah, Matthew McCarran, or no, Brian, don't know much about Gundam. Yeah, this is Gundam. Yeah. It's not Gundam Wing, it's Universal Century stuff, so it's like OG Gundam. But this kit specifically, it's from a mini series called Gundam: The Origin. That's like a prequel series that kind of explores like the creation of the original Gundams and the original mobile suits. So you see like the proto Zaku's and stuff. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it. Really awesome animation, cool mobile suit designs. It's cool to kind of see like the lead up to the war between the Earth Federation and the Principality of Xeon and stuff. Char's in it, focuses a lot on Char, but Amuro's in it as well. So if you're into that original Gundam series, but also if you're just into Gundam in general, it's a really good series. And the kits are dope. Yeah, those 1995 Gundam Wing kits. I think I had every single one. I think I had all of them. I know that I had Heavy Arms, and I had Shenlong. I don't think I had Sandrock, but I definitely had Wing Zero and Epion, and Heavy Arms for sure. But man, yeah, at the time, like that, you know, that was all we had were those kits. So, yeah. I'm about 2 frames into this kit here with the instructions, and I'm already just in awe of the amount of articulation that this kit is going to have. It's kind of insane. The kits have improved so much. Okay, so that's going up here. Yeah, it's nuts. It's really crazy. This goes here. Okay, interesting. Yeah, wow. Cool. 18th of June, Matthew McCarran, awesome. Soon, very soon, it'll be here before you know it. I was really impressed with the Dragon Grand PDF. Your use of cultures and your approach to character creation were really inspired, and the art is gorgeous. Wow, thank you, Aaron. That means a lot, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way that character creation kind of shaked out. We went through, in the early stages, like a lot of different iterations of it, and I was really happy with the way that it turned out, and the types of characters that you can create using the system I feel like it's really versatile. So there's this beautiful, like, gorgeous, like, lavender colored runner here for the front piece and some of the arm pieces. Okay, I need to make sure I'm not cutting too close to the sprue here. There we go. I think I missed a... Oh, Setnam said, I'm working on a RG New Gundam, and it's unbelievable how much detail they fit in a 1/144 scale. Yeah, man, the RGs scare me, because you have the 1/144 scale, but all the crazy details, like the inner frame and stuff, like, I feel like it would be even harder than a 1/100 master because of the small scale, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just nuts. The RGs definitely scare me. Yeah, this is an HG Setnam. Specifically, it's the TriStar Zaku 2 Ortega's suit. It's the one with the big giant battle axe. So HGs are kind of my wheelhouse. I like how easy they are to build, and I like the price point is there for me too. But I am eyeing a couple master grades because I like the larger scale for some of my favorite kits. I would really like to get a master grade Tall Geese, for instance, because Tall Geese is like my favorite kit, or my favorite mobile suit. So I think I'll get that at some point. And also another one that I've been eyeing is it's the Endless Waltz Wing Zero, but it's not the one with the angel wings. It's like the alternate design that was done by like the original Gundam designer. I really love the look of that Wing Zero, so I might get that at some point in master grade. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, see, here's another. Yeah, I'm a sucker for Zaku's too. They're my favorite grunt mech for sure. Okay, so we've got more articulation here in the waist chest area. This is insane. The amount of articulation is just insane. Okay, so just as an example, like I've built the front and the shoulders, the chest, front of the chest and the shoulders. There's articulation in the shoulder blades. There are like 3 points of articulation in the neck, and there's a point of articulation here in the waist. So yeah, that's insane for an HG kit. That's crazy. I had heard good things about these Origin kits. So yeah, I'm happy that I picked them up. I want to get them all. They're all so cool. But I probably won't. They're hard to find too. A lot of them are sold out. Like the RX 78 was sold out, of course, and the like Char Zaku and stuff like Zaku 2 were all sold out and stuff. So I need A2 23, D1, and PC4. Let's see, A123. Wait, A123. You sure? Oh yeah, these pieces here. Okay, cool. Oops. Bowman, did you ever have a favorite West End Games Star Wars adventure? You know, I didn't delve too much into the adventures. I do remember I had a source book that was like, I can't remember what it was called. It was Pirates and Privateers or something like that. And it was like all the different like scum and villainy type ships. And that's where I learned about like uglies, like where they take like a TIE fighter and an X-Wing and they like kit bash them together to make these crazy looking fighters. I really liked that idea. I thought that was cool. And I'm really into like, I don't know, mercenaries and pirates and stuff in the Star Wars universe. So I remember that source book quite well. And I'm pretty sure there was an adventure in there. That's really the only one I remember. I was so young when I was playing West End games that I didn't do a whole lot of running of that game. Brian, it does not take glue. There are certain pieces that would probably benefit from glue, but it's very easy to build without. And especially the newer kits, you don't run into a lot of issues with that. So, all right. So I also need D1, 19, and 20. There we go, right here. You're making me want to build and paint minis, says Adrian. Yeah, go do it. I love minis. Actually, it was a bit of a adjustment doing the larger kits. Hey, see you later, Matthew. Have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'm so used to working in the small scale of like D&D miniatures and using, you know, techniques like dry brushing and washes and stuff to do, you know, like bring out the highlights and stuff. It's really interesting though, is like with something like a Gunpla, it's like the scale, you can't really do like dry brushing and washes because like the kit is big enough where you can't really do that artificial lighting that comes with like dry brushing to bring out the highlights. So I had to kind of adjust myself to not rely on those techniques when doing like painting and detail work and stuff. I am looking forward to trying some weathering though, for sure. Yeah, minis can get expensive for sure. They're so fun. Like, I love miniatures and I love painting them. I do have to say that there are a few lines right now that are pretty affordable and really fun to do. There's the Reaper's Bones are great. And there's another line from WizKids that are like unpainted that are really cool. So yeah, my wife really likes doing mini painting too. We've done that together quite a bit. Okay, make sure some more points of articulation here. This is the oh wait, nope. Make sure it's pointing the right way before I put it in there. So this is another point of articulation for the shoulders here, I believe. Oh, I see, I think. Goes like this, maybe? Man, I'm having a hard time, like... Okay, let's see here. So, this is... Okay, this is the piece, and then it goes like this. No. Oh, it goes like this? Oh, got it. No, I don't got it. Now I see. There we go. Okay, cool. Got it. For real this time. Yeah, there are some clear kits out there that look really rad, but would be such a pain in the butt. I agree. All right, cool. So that's the piece. It's insane to me that wow, look at that. Well, you can't really see, but basically the entire housing for the arms here. I actually have autofocus on so you can see. Focus up, webcam. Come on, webcam. I've got you on autofocus for a reason. You're not gonna do it, are you? You're not gonna do it. Even though I told you to. Anyway, the entire housing for the arm can come forward. That's really, really cool. I'm going to clean up some of these nub marks here. Hey, Jason, how's it going? Good to see ya. Hope things are going well in your neck of the woods, man. I heard I had kind of a rough time with your son there the other day. I hope he's doing all right. I saw that on Facebook. Kind of stuff is scary, man, especially with kids. Yeah, webcams are so finicky with the autofocus. I constantly have to... This is like a nice webcam, but I constantly have issues with it. So I'm just cleaning up the nub here. Doing a little sanding. Yeah, those Zoids Gunpla look so cool. I'm definitely going to pick one of those up at some point. Everyone's home and safe and doing well. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding. Very scary. I'm glad that everyone is safe and home. Yeah. Scary, scary stuff. This nub right here is giving me some issues. I might take a file to it. Okay, that's a little better. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to take off too much plastic here. It'll start looking wonky, but... Clean out the little seam here. Okay. There, that's quite a bit better. Right on. Okay. There we go. Trying to be better about cleaning stuff as I go, because I find that sometimes I get the kit assembled and I realize that I like mess something up. Okay, there we go. Or like I'll realize that I left a big gnarly nub or something like that, and I'll have to like disassemble it and clean it up, which isn't a big deal, but it's nicer to kind of take care of it when you just have the piece sitting there. All right, and just like that, the main portion of the chest is done. Oh, look at that. There's a gnarly nub on this side too. Okay, let's take care of that. Gnarly nub, that's my drag name. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Gnarly Nub. This particular track is really sending me on a trip, going on vacation. Okay. Yeah, I ordered some sanding sticks too, because just using the paper for sanding is getting old. Yeah, Brian, yep, exactly. Just like following instructions and really focusing on something. It's Zen, you know? It's a Zen practice. It really is. It's being mindful. It's focusing on a single, simple, singular task. It's using your mind to do something, put energy towards creating. It's very meditative. I find a lot of peace in doing things like this. Peace is every step. As Thich Nhat Hanh said that. Peace is every step in a Gunpla build. Thich Nhat Hanh did not say that. Gnarly Nev always has a shake and go wig, no blending. Yep. She relies on her personality and it does not get her very far. All right, cool. I'm trying to decide if I want to do some panel lining before I get too deep into the rest of this. Because that'll allow me to do some panel lining on the pieces before they get covered up by other pieces. So, you know what? Yeah, I am going to do that. I'm going to need to move my mic as I lean in here. God, my eyes are so bad. It's hard for me to see. My light. There, that's a little better. So panel lining is basically you go through with paint or a marker or something, and you outline the little bits, the little details. So there's like little rivet marks or panel lines, and you basically outline them with a dark color. With dark colors like this, you usually use like black. With like a red or an orange, you would use like a brown. With a white, you would use gray, stuff like that. And you basically just outline those little details, and it's a really easy way to kind of make them pop a little bit and add just a level of finesse to the kit that wouldn't be there otherwise. And it's really easy to clean up too, because you just get in there with a Q-tip before it dries. Even if you get in there after it dries, what you can do is you can just take a little bit of thinner, or like I have a Gundam marker. It's an eraser. It's just a marker with thinner in it, and you can use that on either by itself or on a Q-tip to clean it up. So it's a really easy, really like kind of fun way to get a little more detail in the kit. These little guys here. Nice thing about stuff like this is it's really hard to like permanently mess it up, because even when you're using like paint or a marker, you always have thinner to be able to take it away. So like no ink or color that you ever put down is going to be there forever. Although, you know what? This is, unless I get this piece off. See, this is why I'm doing the panel lining now, because the more pieces I put down on top of this chest piece, the harder it's going to be to reach those little details. So kind of doing it as I go. There we go. Make sure we clean that up. There we go. Cool. All right, now this piece can go back on. Some people panel line before they cut the pieces from the runners, which I find really interesting. I feel like I would have a hard time like thinking about where the piece is even going. But the thing is that it doesn't really matter at what step in the process you do the panel lining. You can do it after the kit's all made. I do that a lot too. I'll build the entire kit before I even think about panel lining. Yeah, that's making a big difference though. Cool. Make sure we get these pieces in the back here too. Oops. See, the issue I run into is my fat hand blocks the light. I need it coming from this direction. Maybe I need another light in here. Or here, you know what? I do have another light. It's right here. Is it plugged in though? This is the question that plagues us. Let's see here. Move my daughter's play oven mitt. Oh, it's not plugged in. Wait, but it should be. Hang on, 1 second. What is this nonsense? Why are you not plugged in? Y'all gonna see me crawl under this desk. Oh, there we go. I apologize if you peeped any butt crack. We'll just call that a benefit of tuning in to the stream. Oh man, this is so much better. This extra light here. This is making a world of difference. Oh, I can see. Wow. This panel lighting's terrible. I'm just kidding. Aaron says, mapping scratched the same itch for me. Really detail-oriented, but creative and therapeutic. Yeah. Having something like that that's like low pressure, I guess is the word I'm looking for, is really, really helpful. Because I find, like, you know, I love writing and stuff like that, but I associate writing so much with my job that it's difficult for me to write for relaxation anymore, I guess. Not that it was ever incredibly relaxing for me, but just one of those things. Cameron says, I've got a quarter ready. The ass crack bandit. I'm infamous for flashing butt crack. I have one of those. This is probably too much information, but I have one of those high butt cracks that just always peeks out over the top of my pants. I don't know what the deal is with that. God bless me with a high butt crack and wide womanly hips, and I like to share it with the world. I just saw another little nub that needs to get another gnarly nub. There we go. Oh, much better. There we go. Yep, I love Legos too. Oh man, Legos are so fun. My wife and I really want to get a Star Wars kit to do together. I think we might do that soon. She really likes Legos too. Okay. So I think that's going to be all for the panel lining on this piece for now, at least. So let's move on to the next step here. I wouldn't say that I'm proud of my butt crack, but I definitely put up with it, as does everyone around me. Okay, so we need the F runner, which was my nickname in college. Let's see, where is F? Where is F? That's G. Here's F. We need this piece here, which looks like the neck sleeve, the sleeve of the neck. Since my daughter was in the NICU, I found gardening to be super relaxing and a way to watch things grow with just a little bit of consistent work. Yes, gardening is great. My wife and I, well, we just bought a house last year, and so we have a cute little garden in the back, and we've got a couple boxes in the front too. And we're growing all kinds of stuff this year, which is just, oh God, it's so magical. It's so awesome to be able to step out and like see your vegetables growing. We've got corn and tomatoes and squash and spinach, a few different kinds of lettuce, a bunch of herbs. It is awesome. I love it. There we go. I am also a member of the High Butt Crack Wide Hip Support Group for Anxious Nerds. Oh my god. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I'm always like I wish that I was into drag because I feel like I wouldn't even need a pad. At least on my lower half, because I have these just insane hips, like pretty long, like shapely legs, and I'm a catch. I'll have you know. I am a catch. All right, I'm trying to decide if I want to do panel lining in these grooves here. And I feel like it might be a little too busy, so we're going to hold off and see how it looks without before I commit to doing that. All right, now we're putting the backpack together, which is exciting. It's cool. Yeah, move some of my tools out of the way here. Get a drink of water. Okay. A drag show live stream. Yeah, right. I wish I was that talented. So I need B. I need B3. B3 is right here. Hey. Looks like we need all these pieces. So we will cut them henceforth. Matt Thick Boy Click. Yeah. That's because Tim Carney lost a bunch of weight. And so I said that I'm the, now that he lost a bunch of weight, I'm the official thick bitch of Absolute Tabletop. So we got that. We got B314 and B313. Now that's an interesting topic, though. It goes into all kinds of like body issues and stuff like that. I've come a long way in that regard in my life. I used to struggle with it quite a bit, and I have recently, in the last few years, really kind of done some work on that. So it's a worthwhile pursuit for sure. The way that we like think about and conceptualize bodies and the way that people look and the way that they choose to look, as well as just the way that they look, you know, through no fault of their own, is yeah, it's pretty backwards. Ooh, this is cool. So this, oh man, the backpack is really cool too. So this goes here. Wow, look at that. Oh, that is so cool. So that's the backpack. Really cool details on that. That's neat. Very neat. Lots of panel lining to do there. So I may as well do that now while we're thinking about it. I see where the tubing fits too. That's the cool thing about Zaku's, is they have all that cool like tubing stuff coming around. What does it do? Who knows? It's a cool design. How am I gonna get that? Here, let's we're gonna go ahead and, oh god, I was I was working on a model while I was sitting on the couch the other night, and I dropped my hobby knife and I could not find it in the couch cushions, and y'all, I sat on it. I sat on it and it stabbed me in the knee, and it hurt really bad, but I survived, and I'm here to tell you the tale. Anyway, be careful with hobby knives if you're sitting on the couch. Just in general, be careful with hobby knives, but especially if you're sitting on the couch and if you're an idiot like me. No, not at all, Cameron. Not at all. It does. It really doesn't. I actually find a lot of comfort in joking about it. And I think that more people could stand to kind of loosen up about it and joke about it and talk about it openly. So not at all. And I also know that body image issues are not solely for people who, you know, maybe struggle with weight. When I was a kid, I was very skinny, like a little too skinny. And I used to get made fun of all the time for being so skinny. It's like you can't win, you know, unless you fit, you know, perfectly in the middle. You know, there's no way to win. If you're too skinny, people will, you know, make comments. If you're too big, people make comments. So, yeah, there's a lot of bullshit out there for sure. But no, didn't bother me at all. I'll be the first to joke about it. Hey, Keel, how's it going, man? Here to lurk whilst I work. What's cracking? Awesome. Building a Zaku kit. Brandon just started, broke ground on a new kit here. I'm going to do some panel lining here on this piece. So we get that going. I got to decide what constitutes a panel and what doesn't here. Where's the knife is an unfortunate question when there's an infant in the house. Yes, I was so glad that it was while she was asleep. Oh, God. She had, what did she have the other day? She was running around with it, and it was like, oh, shit. I can't remember what it was. Because every day it's a new thing, you know? There's always something that she's grabbing that she's not supposed to be. I'm still not happy with this here. There's a little plastic nub on there, but I think I kind of just have to let it ride. In the vein of funny accidents, on Saturday I was riding down my driveway on my sister's scooter and I hit a bump really bad. The scooter came up and hit me in the butt and bruised my tailbone. That is the worst. Yes, Aaron, she was running around with the hand of Vecna, and I was like, put that down this instant. She didn't listen. So, anyway. We'll deal with that at some point, I'm sure. Come here right now and put down that hand of Vecna. So I actually think there are some decals that go on this backpack, but I am not in the mindset to deal with decals right now. Decals are like, I love the way they look. I love the detail that they add to the kit. I hate applying them. They're a huge pain in my rear end. Yep, my road just turned 2. She likes to run up with random objects in her mouth and spit them in my hand. Yes, I know that well. My Rowan just today, I'm actually surprised that this is the first time this happened, but she sat on my head. I was laying down on the floor, and she sat on my head, and she farted on my head. She did it on purpose because she laughed about it, and I was like, you've learned well. I have taught you well. You're ready to face the trials. I don't know what the trials are, but she's ready for them. I'm really looking forward to doing some weathering on this kit. I feel like it's going to look so rad. It's funny, the weathering kit is like, it kind of looks like a makeup palette. It's like a little, like, concealer kind of looking, or no, what would it be? It might be more like eyeshadow, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, it's just funny. It looks like a cute little makeup palette. but it's actually like chalk that you can kind of like rub on the kit and it'll sort of like, yeah, make the weathering. I can't tell if these here are raised or sunken. I think they're raised points. Yeah, interesting. I don't think I'm going to try and line those, but... That's funny, Jason. She'd jump up there just to fart. God, that's so perfect. Kids are just ridiculous. But then you're like, wait, where did they learn this from? Oh, right, me. Damn. Congratulations, you played yourself. This is the messiest panel lining I've ever done. Holy shit. Gotta clean that up right away. Hey, Lone Cactus, how's it going? I'm glad you caught this live as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Oh, God. This requires a level of precision that I am incapable of. Okay, thank God for Q-tips. That's looking pretty good. That's definitely a little lowered thing here, so I will hit that. And I'll like do it pretty messy and then go through and clean it up. And sometimes if you go through and clean it up, it'll just leave just like the barest hint of like shadow, and that's okay too. The Bob Ross of Gunpla. I will take that. I love Bob. I sometimes put on Bob Ross when I can't sleep, actually. It's wonderful. He's such a... It's not even just his voice, but it's like the sounds of the painting and just his presence is very like calming, reassuring. Oh God, this is messy too. Trying to decide if it's worth it to panel line right now. It's funny, I was actually on Twitch the other day looking for something to watch while I was working. And I just like on a whim was like, I wonder if anyone's doing Gunpla right now. Literally nobody streaming working on Gunpla. I was like, I wonder if this is an untapped market. Sell all stocks in Fistful of Dice. Buy up Fistful of Gunpla. I don't know. What would I call it? Fistful of... God, I don't know. Happy little mechs. And here I'm gonna put a beam cannon, some Vernier engines, so that this little Gundam can really match speed with those Xeon thugs. Fistful of nub. God, that's funny. All right, actually pretty pleased with how all that turned out. So again, you probably won't be able to see because it's probably not going to focus. Hey, there it goes. It focused. You can kind of see the darker areas where I lined it, which kind of brings out all the little details and stuff. Yeah, original ASMR, that's for sure, with Bob, yeah. All right, putting the backpack on the back here. Oh, it looks so cool. Cool, making pretty good progress here. So I think we'll finish the body and we'll do the head, and then I think I'll probably call it. So that'll give us a few more things to work on here. So oh, we got to put the engines on. We got to put the engines on. What am I thinking? On the backpack, the Vernier engines. So we need PC9. Man, I should have turned on a fan before I sat down. It is warm in here. It's getting warm, man. We had temperatures in the 90s last weekend. It was unacceptable. The engines are on H2, which is where? God, who even knows? Are these engines? Hey, H2, here we go. Here's the little Vernier thrusters, as they're known in the Gundam universe. Synonymous, really. Oops, oops. Oh, I just cut the wrong one. Damn it. I'll have to remember that I cut the wrong freaking piece. Ah, damn, I cut the wrong freaking piece, you guys. It's an impression of my neighbor Ralph for your consideration. You know what you want to do. What do I want to do, Ralph? What do I want to do? Tell me what I want to do, Ralph. In your infinite wisdom. Tell me what I should do with my yard. Sorry, I have this like old, like retired neighbor guy who he's nice, but he's constantly like, he's one of those guys that just has everything figured out. You know what I mean? You know what you should do? Okay, Ralph. Okay, buddy. Ooh, actually, you know what? I should, okay, I'm gonna do a quick messy technique here. I'm gonna see if it works. So I've got my big fat Gundam marker here. Oop. Make sure we get the little nub off first. Yeah. Yeah, right. Ralph's watching the stream. Oh, man. He's talking shit about me. Yeah. A human comment thread. That's exactly what Ralph is. But, like, we'll be working out in the yard, and he'll come over and he'll have opinions on, like, I don't know, like stupid things like the weed eater that I'm using, or like he had this weird fixation on our alarm system, which was very inappropriate. Like, you don't come over to somebody's house and start talking about their alarm system because it seems like you're casing the place. So that was one of those times where my wife actually had to kind of say something to him, like, hey, can we not actually talk about our alarm system like this? Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm basically going to take this heavy-duty Gundam marker and basically just coat this with black. Oh, geez, hang on. It's not. Need to get some paint flowing in it first. There we go. Basically coat this with black and then go through with a Q-tip and take off all the surface ink. And that will basically just leave ink in the recesses. That's a little trick, a little mini painting trick that I can apply to Gundam. And it also gets it all over your hand, so that's cool too. Okay, let's go ahead and do both of them really quick. You know what I should be using? I have little claw things and tweezers, but no, I prefer to get a bunch of ink on my hands, apparently. Gunpla is dirty work. Okay, Q-tip. Where did my other Q-tip go? There it is. It's in better shape. Ralph pops through the window. No, he's a little bit of a nosy neighbor. I mean, we all have experience with those type of people, I'm sure. Where they're basically like, you know, they're not like malicious. They're not like going out of their way to be dicks to you or anything, but they just kind of get on your nerves a little bit. So I'm sure we all know someone like that. And if you don't, you're that person. I'm just kidding. If you don't have a shitty neighbor, you're the shitty neighbor. Okay, so I'm actually going to take a little bit of thinner here. Just get a little bit of thinner on this Q-tip. So then it'll take off the ink a little bit more readily. And thin it to allow it to go into the crevices. This technique that I'm using here, if you can call it that, is probably more trouble than it's worth. It probably would have been quicker to just line each of the little fins separately, but where's the fun in that? Okay. Okay, it's actually not too bad. Cool. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Awesome. Actually worked out not too bad. We got to do the other one here too. I need some more Q-tips is what I need. I'll be right back. Going to crack the window next to my desk and get some fresh air going in here because it is hot and it's heavy. Here we go. Okay. The Michelangelo Gunpla. Hardly. I am very amateur at best. But thank you. Oh, Christopher, I really enjoyed your Mothership session. It would have been interesting to see how combat played out. Yeah, that was a really fun session to run. I would have liked to have seen some combat as well, but I'll definitely run some more Mothership on this channel at some point because I really, really enjoyed that system. The one thumbs down on this video is Ralph. You can't prove it otherwise. There's always one, man. I don't know who it is. Actually, I have an idea of who it is, but I'm not going to say. Because even for them, this would be sociopathic. No, I actually think it has... I don't think it's a particular person. I think it's the weird way that YouTube ratings work. I don't really understand it. But... Okay. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way that those engines actually turned out. They look really cool. Cool. Make sure we get the inside too. Here, put these off to the side. Go. Michelangelo of the Ninja Turtles. That is definitely more apt. The Michelangelo of getting his head farted on by his kid. I'm the Da Vinci of that. What are you kidding? I'm Leonardo da Vinci. I'm Aristotle of getting his head farted on by his kid. I do it better than anybody. World renowned, baby. All right, we're done with that one. Cool. Cool. Dope. The Donatello of having a desk and the Leonardo of not giving a shit. I don't know. I don't know what I'm even talking about anymore. Okay, so we get to do cool hoses that go around the front and connect. So we need C6, C7, and E2. C6, C7, and E2. There's that. Where's E? That's E1. E2. Come on, man. Where's E2? It's H2. It's D1, F, C. Okay, we're missing our run. Oh, it's right here. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Never mind. I was just about to say we're missing our runner, but we're not. So C6, C7, E2. Got it. Got it. Whew. I almost cut that where I wasn't supposed to. That was close. That was very close. That would have been really upsetting, if I'm being honest. Would have been upsetting, I'm honest. Blowing like an N64 cartridge. You got it. Blowing on that shit like an N64. So it looks like... Where do these connect at? In here, it looks like? Yep. Yeah. connect right in there. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Cool. Okay. There we go. And then we've got E219, which is this little purple number here. Cool. Yes, I think I mentioned this on the last stream I did, but we've been watching Miyazaki movies with my daughter, and it's been so cool. It's been really, really fun. Okay, so where do these fit in, though? I wonder. That doesn't seem right. This is like very far forward. I feel like this is not correct. I feel like this is not correct. Okay, let's think about this. Let's just slow our roll here. So I think these need to be going the other direction somehow. How would that work? No, that's definitely not going to work. Okay, all right. So let's... Okay, so they're definitely correct where they go here. I wonder if that piece maybe connects to... I don't know. Yeah, Keel. Yeah, you guys got them all on Netflix. That's awesome. Yeah, we've just been kind of like slowly acquiring them. So we've got Kiki's, we've got My Neighbor Totoro, and we've got Spirited Away that we've watched with her, and then we own Nausicaa and Princess Mononoke and Howls as well. I think we'll wait to watch Howls with her just because there's some scary stuff in that one. And we're also going to, obviously, Princess Mononoke and stuff like that, but because even like Spirited Away is like a little intense for her, and we usually end up turning it off at a certain point. Yababa kind of scares her, so. But she's really into My Neighbor Totoro, and she loves Kiki's Delivery Service, so. That's been really fun, watching those movies with her. And I love that she's going to grow up with them, so. Just am excited about it. This piece has really thrown me for a loop here. Unsure of where these hook up, and I think that maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself a little bit. Because that definitely fits in there. But then... Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's go back. Yeah, Kiki's is great for kids, and My Neighbor Totoro is great for kids because there's no bad guys. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, you know, scary bad guys or anything. Like, the problems that the characters face are problems that are problems for everybody. Like, you know, it's the blimp in Kiki's and the, you know, May missing in My Neighbor Totoro are like, you know, those are the worst things that happen in those movies. And beyond that, they're just kind of like characters kind of dealing with everyday problems, except they're witches and they live next door to like magical fae creatures, things like that. So, yeah, it's kind of what I love about like Miyazaki as a storyteller. And he also, I was talking to my wife about this, but he like understands children. Like the way that he writes children is so good. They don't feel like children written by adults. They feel like genuine, like adolescent characters, which is really rare, I feel. Okay, dope. We finally got these pieces sorted here. These are actually, I might end up gluing these hoses in here because those are going to pop out all the time. I can already tell. Also, I'm having a weird issue where I can't, let me get my, where my tweezers at? I need this piece to, oops, I'm knocking over my GM ground type. Let's see if I can get these to kind of tighten up a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Cool. Some other pieces I'm probably going to glue are these vernier thrusters, because they're giving me a little guff too. Cool. All right. So we got the hoses in place here, and we've got these little like fins that appear to go on the back there. I think they're like stabilizer fins, kind of. Those are cool looking. Wait, Gigi doesn't talk anymore? I must have an old version then. Because it's still the, like, Phil Hartman Gigi. I didn't realize there was a version where Gigi didn't talk. Like, what does Gigi do? Does it just, like, meow? That's interesting. Oh, the stabilizer... Oh, got it. These little stabilizer fins go over the hoses and keep them in place. See, I was getting ahead of myself, guys. Bandai knows what they're doing. They got this shit on lock. They got it figured out. They're like, don't worry about the hoses. Don't worry about the hoses, bro. Cool. Yeah, now they're all secure. Dope. Cool, cool, cool. All right. We're going to do the head really quick, I think, and then we'll probably call it. And that'll be the first page of instructions done on the... oh my god, Zaku 2 TriStar Ortega variant. We need A18. So we need, and then we need B1 and C1 as well. Oh, we need the water slide decal too. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna do all of that. Let me get my pieces here. Okay, so we got that. We got that. Okay. Oh, we need the little chin piece too. This guy here. Here we go. Okay. And we've got the bottom. We need C1 and B1. C1 is just one piece for the hoses. That's kind of nice. Make sure I'm not cutting that in the wrong spot. And then B1. I'm assuming that's a dark part. Yes, this part right here. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that, Bowman. Yeah, when Kiki loses her powers, yeah. From Up on Poppy Hill. Awesome. I'll check that out, Keel. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, I'm always looking for new stuff for her to watch just because with quarantine and stuff, we're like cooped up if the weather's not, you know, not great. So we spend a lot of time outside, but it's not always an option for us. So always looking for stuff for her to watch that isn't just like mindless. There's a lot of shitty stuff for kids out there that's just like not good. I don't know. Like anyone with kids, if you watched Paw Patrol, because that shit is insipid. I hate Paw Patrol. Ugh, God, it's awful. Okay, so we have we've got a couple different things that we need to do here with the Zaku eye. And it's different with every kit, man. They always do the eyes different, but so we've got a water slide here that goes on this piece here, and then there's one glowy bit for the eye that goes over the water slide. So the water slide decals, you cut them out with a hobby knife, an X-Acto, something like that. You cut them out with the X-Acto, and then you have to get them wet for them to be applied to the thing. So I've got a little bit of water left over here. We'll just put a little bit in the reservoir. Go. Just need a tiny little bit, just like literally like a drop. It always makes me so nervous. There we go. Okay. And the tweezers are king for this. Oh, it's so delicate and thin. Okay, we just get it wet. Get the whole surface of it wet. And then we've got our piece here. And we get the water slide in place. So here's the nice thing about the water slide decals is they're not adhesive until you dry the water. And so they're called water slide because they slide around. So you can get them in the perfect sort of position and then slide them around. And then you can kind of dry them with like a Q-tip after you get them all smoothed out and stuff. God, I really hate this actually. This is awful. I hate it so much. Okay, so new plan. We're gonna take this off. This looks terrible. I hate it. We're not gonna use that. We are instead going to essentially paint this black with our Gundam marker. Ugh, Jason, isn't it the worst? I hate it so much. So we're essentially going to paint this piece black and then apply the eye sticker on top of it. So we'll need to let it dry a little bit first. Ooh, here, you know what? Let's let me grab here. Where did I end up putting those? Are they in here? Here they are. So these are great. They're like little claws that you can use to hold small pieces. Yay. And then you don't have to hold it with your hand. So we're actually going to... And they're great to help pieces dry too, because you can actually stick them in like styrofoam or cardboard or whatever. Or like I have I can put them in my little kit over here so they can dry. This is great too for airbrushing. I haven't done any airbrushing, but I know this is like what airbrushers swear by. Yeah, I feel like every generation has their like just insufferable kids show. I don't know. I feel like there's like there's not really, but I feel like there's more nowadays. Just because kids' cartoons have to compete with like YouTube, and there's so much dumb shit on YouTube. I say streaming to YouTube. But like, yeah, they have to compete with YouTube and like all the dumb shit that's on YouTube that's designed for kids. And so they have to do things that are just like flashy and bright and irritating and loud, and it's just like it's too much, man. Like freaks me out, and honestly it's like overstimulates kids, and I don't want like I'm not an expert and I'm not like a master parent or anything, but I know how my kid reacts to things, and I know that the way that she reacts to a show like Paw Patrol is way different than how she reacts to something like Sesame Street, which is, more designed to be educational and like doesn't have as much like loud, bright, irritating shit. So anyway, that's my soapbox for today. Okay, there we go. Okay. The most irritating thing that we let my daughter watch is Doc McStuffins. Because even though it's irritating, like it has there's usually like a pretty like good message behind it. I don't mind it as much, but for some reason, man, Paw Patrol just kills me. There's something about it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and stick this in here and let it dry before we try to apply the sticker. But in the meantime, we will put the little commander thing on the head. We might need glue for that. I'm not sure. We'll see as we get into it here. Nope. I am, however, going to try and remove this little guy here. It's like Gunpla and Chill for kids. Yeah, I've heard about that. It's like a big thing, is like toy YouTube. Or I know there's like channels that like do like almost like their own episodes of cartoons, but they do it with like with toys, kind of like they play out like an episode of Spider-Man or an episode of Thomas the Tank Engine, but they use toys to do it. It's interesting. A show that I really love that is a more recent show. It's called Tumbleleaf. It's stop motion. It's like actual legit stop motion, and it is so cute. It's super quiet and chill. Like there's never anything crazy going on. It's just like this little fox and his caterpillar friend, and they go on adventures. My daughter loves it. It's super low key to have on in the background. So Tumbleleaf. It's on Amazon Prime. If you have kids, check it out. Yeah, I don't like it when like kids shows are overly like pandering, patronizing. Like kids are really smart. Kids figure shit out really quickly, too quickly in some cases. And like it's not, yeah, I like it when stuff is kind of real for them and just kind of lay stuff out. So I like Sesame Street for the most part is really good about that. Where it's like, hey, we're not going to lie to you. All right, while we wait for that to dry, we're going to do some quick panel lining on the helmet here. And we might find that that's actually a piece that we need to let dry overnight. And if so, that's fine. But I would like to, if possible, get the helmet assembled so we can see the body and head all put together. I actually made pretty decent progress tonight, given the fact that this is a fairly complex kit and that we're also doing things like panel lining as we go, doing a little bit of painting. I love the color on this kit, man. The dark, deep blue. It's really cool looking. Okay. Yeah, Jason, check it out, man. My kid loves it. It's really cute. Like the music is super chill too. Like it's just, yeah. And the fact that it's claymation is even better. I love like stop motion claymation type stuff. It's very much like in the vein of like Wallace and Gromit, stuff like that. Which is something I watched growing up. All right, that looks pretty good. Oops. There we go. Keep forgetting I have this extra light now that I can work by. It's very nice. Oop. Ooh, city map, Aaron. That's awesome. God, I love a good city map. You should make sure you share that in the AppTab group or just on your Facebook or whatever. I'd love to see it. Aaron, how are your campaigns going? I know you're running like 3. Looking online, Play School is an Australian UK thing only, apparently. Worth seeing if you can stream it. Cool, we'll check it out. Yeah, we do have some, we do have access to some UK, like BBC Kids stuff that we sometimes watch, so. Matt, do you limit screen time for your daughter? I don't have kids yet, but I'm worried about putting them in front of a screen for too long and have them get obsessed. So, My wife and I don't currently limit screen time, but we have some kind of guidelines, and basically, like, we sort of just make sure that a good portion of her day is not taken up by TV. So what we do is we allow her to watch like an episode of something in the morning, and then we'll usually let her watch like a movie or something in the afternoon. But her late morning and her early afternoon, we try to either get outside or we'll go in her room and like read books, play with toys, that sort of thing, and just try to be a little bit more active with her. Now, there are some days when she is like, if she's teething really bad, or if she didn't sleep well the night before, or if she's just not feeling well that day, we let her kind of veg out and watch TV, and she, or watch a movie or something, and she's usually pretty good about letting us know. And the other thing is that she will get sick of TV. Like if she doesn't want to watch TV, she will tell us, and we'll turn it off. And so those things indicate to me that she already has like a pretty good grasp on like overstimulation and not getting obsessed with the TV. Now, there have been a few times where we've told her, okay, we're going to turn off the TV now, and she's gotten upset. And when that happens, we try to like limit the amount of TV that she's getting for the rest of the day, just because it's like, okay, it's becoming a thing sort of thing. So we don't currently have like a hard cap limit on screen time or TV time or whatever for our daughter, just because it hasn't been a problem yet. If it ever became a problem where she was like obsessing over it, or didn't want to do anything else, or whatever, or was making her angry and frustrated when we turn the TV off, then it would be a discussion of, okay, well, we need to limit her TV time, or whatever. So really, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Like, there's a lot of research out there about like screen time is not as harmful as people make it out to be, and there's a lot of things that your kid can watch and interact with that is actually helpful for them in terms of like socializing and problem solving and things like that. Watching people interact in different ways that they don't necessarily get at home. Our daughter being an only child is really important. So long answer to say, no, we don't limit screen time currently. But we certainly would make that a discussion if it became a hindrance or a problem for her. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, how are we doing here? Are you still wet? Nope, pretty dry. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and apply the eye sticker here. So we want sticker number 1. Oops. Of course, it's not going to focus now, but all right, we'll see that when the head's all put together here. Okay. Yeah, I'm much happier with that than I would have been if I would have done the water slide decal for the dark part of the eye. So, okay, so we need the hose here. Okay. Go. Let's make sure that's all cleaned up here. Okay. Top part of the head. Which is not going on for some reason. Hang on. There we go. Maybe someday. Man, it's really giving me some guff here. Hang on. Okay. You need to go on all the way. There we go. There's that click. There's that matte click. Okay. All right. Let's come at this from a little bit of a different angle here. There we go. Got it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's do some quick panel lining here. Before. Here we go. There we go. Hey, Joshua. How you doing? Oh, shit. Yes, you're doing the cover for Starforge. It looks so good. You did such a good job. Thank you for stopping by, man. Good to see you. You did phenomenal work on that. I don't know if you know this, but Sean Tompkin is my dad. He's been sharing his the work in progress pictures of that cover. He's so jazzed about it. I would be too. It looks great. So what I'm doing here is going through and just doing a little bit of dark panel lining on the hose, on the little hose segments. Oh my gosh, Joshua, oh man, that's so funny. What a weird small world, right? Yeah, Sean Tompkin is my dad. And I worked on Delve with him, and I'm probably going to be doing some work on Starforge with him as well, I believe. So that's really cool. What a weird, crazy small world, right? Yeah, I got game design in my blood. All right, I can already tell I'm gonna need to glue this little horn on the helmet because it's wobbling as I'm working here. Guys, I am so jazzed about this head, how this head turned out. Oh my God, it looks so cool. Wow. Panel lining really, really does wonders. It really does. Yeah, I'm going to need to glue this piece down for sure. I might do that before I go to bed here, actually. All right, as soon as I'm done panel lining these hoses, I'll give you guys a look at the head, the helmet. Matt, how do you feel about a campaign boss not coming face to face with the PCs until the end, mostly pulling the strings in the background the entire time? I really like that, and that's a trope in like fiction that I'm a fan of. The tough thing with like in an RPG is that traditionally, you know, the PCs won't necessarily. Well, like it's tough, right? If the PCs literally don't see the boss until the end, the antagonist until the end. So consider using things like meanwhiles, you know, like showing the PCs what's happening elsewhere in the world. What's the bad guy up to? You know, what are they doing while the PCs are doing their thing? Or make their presence known in other ways through their henchmen, through the effects of their machinations, things like that. Because I do really like that idea. It can be tough to pull off in an RPG, but I think it's absolutely doable. Lean on like shows and movies and stuff that you really like, that you enjoy. You can see how they do it. It's like someone pointed out to me recently that in The Fifth Element, Corbin Dallas never interacts with what's the guy's name? Main bad guy, Gary Oldman's character. Oh my god. He never interacts with him though. Zod? Is it Zod? No, that's the bad guy from Superman. God damn it. Losing some serious nerd cred here. I forgot the bad guy from Fifth Element. Somebody help me. Help me. But Bruce Willis never interacts with Gary Oldman in that movie. I had not realized that. I've seen that movie so many times. And I've never, I never realized. Yeah, they never meet. They never interact face to face. It's so interesting. And yet you feel like, Bruce Willis is the hero and Gary Oldman is the bad guy. Zorg. Thank you, Jason. Oh my God. Zod. God, what a tool I am. Okay. Let's see if this will focus. Come on. And now my daughter's waking up. This is perfect timing. John Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg. That's right. Oh. Almost focusing. Come on. God, it's just not going to do it, is it? Here. It's like trying to do a magic trick. Oh, it's there. Oh, it was focused for a second. It was focused for a second. It's so hard to see. Oh, God. Okay, let me, here, I'll put the head on the body. I think it may have been a false alarm with my daughter. I think she's back, got herself back to sleep. It's so awesome when they start doing that, man. Wow, the articulation on the head is nuts. It's funny, it'll be focused for a second, and then there we go. Cool. Yeah, really happy with how that turned out. Yeah, the panel lining is really making it sing for sure. I'm very impressed with the articulation of this kit in particular. The details are great, but the articulation is pretty insane. Like the head can articulate in so many different directions. It can like lean forward, lean back. It's really cool. Awesome. Well, I think that'll about do it for me tonight. That was about a 2-hour stream, so got some good stuff done, and I need to go to bed. So, got a mess on my desk here now. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and for hanging out with me. This was a lot of fun. I'll definitely be doing some more, and I definitely want to continue my my Chrono Trigger stream, so we'll be doing that here very soon. So, yeah, this was great. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Hope everyone's doing well. As always, yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, stay home, and we'll catch y'all next time, all right? Take care, everyone. Happy gaming, all.